The Kansas City Chiefs win 38-35 in this football game. I tell you what, guys, this game was like three different games in one. The first half, the Eagles looked unstoppable. They looked like they were, unbeatable almost. The Chiefs obviously hung around in the game, but there were points when it looked like the Eagles were trying to deliver knockout blows to the Chiefs early in this game. Um, Jalen Hurts, listen, I know that the Eagles lost this football game, but I want to give it up to Jalen Hurts. He had a fantastic game. We'll get into more of that, but the Eagles, I know they came out on the losing end of this game, and obviously a very interesting call there at the end that could have potentially changed the game in outcome for the Eagles. But overall, the Eagles have nothing to be ashamed of. This came all the way down to the last seconds of the game. The Eagles had a great year. They've got a loaded roster, man. Jalen Hurts, he's the real deal. I doubted him at points. I never really thought he would be this good in the NFL. Certainly not. I was wrong. The guy's been fantastic. He's been a great player. The Eagles, they've got a stacked roster, man. I mean, they got guys on offense and defense everywhere, all over the field. Young guys with experience. I mean, it's a good mix. So they've got some excellent coaches as well. Some coaches that are probably getting ready to lose to head coaching jobs or offensive coordinator positions on other teams. But nonetheless, this was a great year for the Philadelphia Eagles. They really have a solid team and a good foundation to build upon. Now, back to the game itself. Like I said, the first half, it was a wave of emotions. The Eagles were really delivering knockout blows. Big play after big play. Jalen Hurts was looking unstoppable. The Chiefs, they were just kind of hanging in there, just slowly but surely hanging in there. But come the second half, you can never count out Patrick Mahomes. And I don't think anyone did, even though the ankle was concerning. He got kind of tripped up on that last play there, and the ankle was bad going into halftime. And a lot of people were concerned, but I'm sure he took some of the best medicine that football money can buy, and he was able to get back up and look a lot better after that first half. And he came back, man, and he did what Patrick Mahomes does, and he shows you why he's the best quarterback in football, and undoubtedly going to be one of the best of all time when it's all said and done. That second half, I think the Chiefs scored pretty much on almost, it might have been every drive they had the ball, or almost every drive. I mean, they did a fantastic job of really switching things up, and I want to give a lot of credit to the coaching staff of the Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy, I'm sorry if I said the last name wrong, Steve Spagnuolo, the guy on special teams, the special teams coach. I'm sorry, I can't think of the name off the top of my head. This was a coaching clinic of adjustments. The first half of this game, yes, the Chiefs looked good. They looked like the Chiefs in things that they could do on offense and move around. Come second half, when the Chiefs got in the red zone the last two times and they ran those kind of like those inside whip routes to the outside, they had guys wide open in the end zone. We all know the red zone is super tough to score in. They did it with ease by perfect design plays by Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy and the offensive coaching staff, and they made adjustments to where they needed to be made. The Eagles defense, I think it was third all time for most sacks in a season. I think it was 78 or 80. They were somewhere in that range. I don't think the Eagles registered a single sack in this game. The offensive line in the game planning, especially in the second half, was top tier. And this shows why NFL coaching is so important and why having good coaches at every level of the game, offensive line, offensive coordinators, your special teams guys, I mean, just everywhere, they had good coaching. And it certainly helps when you got some of the best players in their positions, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, guys like that. But hey, you mix in great talent with great coaching, this is what you get. And I just want to give credit to the coaching staff of the Kansas City Chiefs in the second half, making adjustments, really taking advantage of the Eagles defense, who was one of the better defenses in the NFL, especially in terms of sacks. And they've got a pretty solid secondary, I would say. And, they were able to opened things up a little bit, and they got moving in the second half. And they all said that punt return. That punt return was huge. Kansas City, that punt return by Kadarius Toney, that certainly set the stage. You really don't see a lot of special teams in terms of return men really doing much in games now, because the way that the rules are set up, it's so tough. You really don't see a lot of punt returns or kick returns for touchdowns or big plays as much as they used to. But they were able to get a big play there, and that really sparked their offense. And, also Isaiah Pacheco, he had a very nice game out of the backfield. 15 carries, 76 yards. He had a touchdown. He also did some stuff on the receiving end as well. But the Chiefs, they got it done. They hung around. They weren't playing their best football in the second half, in the first half, but they were there. They hung in there. Come second half, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs coaching staff, they turn it on, and this is what you get. This is what you get. And you were looking at one of the greatest teams of all time. You're looking at a fantastic quarterback. You're looking at an all-time great coach. You're looking at an all-time great tight end. You're looking at all-time great stuff whenever you are seeing what's on the field right now and what we saw last night. And that was just a masterclass in terms of good coaching and executing plays when they need to be made. So I just want to tip my hats off to the Chiefs. Hey, another Super Bowl. They've been to, I think, 2 Super Bowls within 4 years. So, they've done a fantastic job. And, hey, here they are. 2 Super Bowls within 4 years. So, they've done a great job. So, shout out to the Chiefs. They are your Super Bowl champions. Now,